Hi children, welcome back to the Max class. So in the previous classes, like in the previous videos, I have discussed about the Roman numerals and the rules which are required to write the Roman numerals. Okay, yes, did you observe them? Yes, did you practice them? Okay, so in today's video, we are going to take a very similar topic which is in 4th, 5th and 6th classes. But you are all a little bit confused in doing as you apply them in some of their problems in the higher classes. You feel very tensed to apply them, and some of you forget how to do them. Still, though it is a basic, you forget what is the procedure to do to complete the sum. So today, let us discuss about a basic topic which is right from the primary and which continues till the higher classes. Okay, yes, let's start the video. Yes, okay. So today's topic is we all know that. Yes, do you know this topic? Yes, fractions. So I am not making you all mug up in all types. Like, I want children to learn in a very conceptual way, to understand the concept easily, so that if you can understand the concept, you can apply it anywhere where it is necessary. Okay, so don't get addicted to some raw type of learning by hurting yourself and finally getting into a phobia that you are not able to read properly, you are not able to write properly, you are not able to present in the exams properly and all. Okay, so all this topic is that this channel is kept by me for the easy way of conceptual learning. Okay, so I don't want children to mug up with the formulas or with something else and just mug up everything, keep it inside the mind, go and just write what is there and come back. No, that's not my ultimate theme. It is that I want children to understand the concept, because fractions they start at 4th class, but as far as I know, 4th, 5th, not 6th, till 6th also, they continue until max is there, till 10th or intermediate also. Wherever they are necessary, sometimes you need to take the LCM, you need to substitute as a fraction, so you need to take it out. So the basic of that higher classes has been learned for you in the primary. But so how careful you should be in learning? Yes or no? Yes. So don't get tensed, don't get worried. I'll do in a very detailed manner, tell you in a very detailed manner what are these, how are these, how can we apply them, where should we apply them, if anywhere we find a problem, where should we do them. Okay. Yes. So fractions is a very, very regular topic. Like, what, as far as I know, you all feel that this is a very easy topic. We know that because there are some types of fractions that this and all. Yes. But let me start my class with a small example. Suppose, can anyone tell me, because I am of such kind that I read each and everything in detail. What do you mean by fraction? What do you mean by fraction? So I am very enthusiastic to understand what is fraction first. Let me know what is fraction and then go what are the types of fractions accordingly. Okay, so see, what is a fraction? Okay, what is a fraction? So what is a fraction means, I can easily tell in a sentence, a part of a whole number. Okay, a part of a whole number. Yes, what is this, a part of a whole number? So you need to understand that a part of a whole number in a detailed manner. This is the definition of the simple definition where children can understand easily. So a part of a whole number. So what is this part and what is this whole number? Because both are different and they are used in a single sentence. Yes. Suppose children, if you take for example, okay, if you take for example, suppose I have, what do I have? I have a marker in the hand. Yes. Can I break it into two? No. Yes. So what can I do? I can just simply separate these both. Okay. So this is made into two different parts. Yes. So if I remove this one, it comes into three parts. Yes, the cap, this one, and yes. But are they equal? No, they are not equal. Yes or no? Yes. So did you understand that they are not equal? So we cannot make all the things into equal parts. First thing. First that you should understand. You cannot make everything into equal parts. Okay. Now let us take one example. Suppose your mother bought a cake of half kg to the home. Yes. And she have two children in the home and two of the elders are parents, and so she want to make the cake into 4 equal parts. Is it possible or not? Yes, it is possible. Yes, because see, according to the shape of the cake, you can make it exactly into 4 different parts, whatever the shape is. Yes or no? Yes, we can make them. Yes, we can make them there. So equal parts in the sense it should be really equal. That means for example, live example, I can show you, I can tell you about some things like which are there. Suppose, see what is there in my hand. Yes, it's a chalk. Yes, so this chalk piece actually I can make into 2 equal parts. Yes or no, children? Yes, can I? And I can make this part, this one also, into 2 another more equal halves. Okay, so I can make this one into another more 2 and the remaining half into another more 2. And so totally how many I am having, children? Totally I have 4. Yes, I have 4. Yes, suppose I have given one of them to you. Okay, if I've given one of them to you, see, you should always know that these are all equal parts. Okay, this is all equal. And how this became equal? From where it became equal parts? From one whole chalk. Yes or no? So that whole thing, we tell it as a whole. Whatever it is, like you take any item, you should first consider the full of the item as the whole. Okay, and the representation. How do these represent, children? Represent as numerator by denominator. Yes, yes. Now, you may ask me, like you have told the definition as a part of a whole number, but how come its representation is the numerator by denominator? Yes, numerator indicates the part of it asked or used. Okay, and the denominator is the whole. And it tells you into how many equal divisions the whole is divided. Okay, so for example, I'll tell you, we have taken a chalk. So there are totally 4 things. 4. So how many equal pieces are there, children? How many are there? Yes, 4 equal pieces out of one full chalk. One full chalk is equally divided into 4 pieces. So that becomes the denominator. Denominator always tells you how many equal number of parts a whole is divided according to the thing, whether it is a chalk piece or whether it is a cake or whatever it is. Okay, yes, how? So this tells you whole in the sense it tells you how many equal divisions a whole is divided. Okay, and the numerator is, it tells you that I told you a part. Suppose I have given you one part of it, one piece of chalk I have given you. Okay, what part of the chalk I have given you? One part I am giving you. Okay, one part. How can you tell this is one part? Because they are all equal. That is the reason we are able to segregate them properly and tell how many parts are being used. Okay, suppose if I have given you one part of it. Okay, I gave you one part and the fraction what I have given you is 1. That means one part of the chalk out of 4 parts of the chalk is given to you. One part out of 4 is given to you. Okay, so this is what called fraction, a representation of the fraction. So out of the whole chalk, 1/4 of the part is given to you. Okay, so we have, that means this denominator shows you what? Denominator shows you how many equal parts it is divided. Okay, yes, so this one. And suppose if there is a question like how many parts are remained with me? How many parts are remained with me? So how many parts are remained with me? Tell me in fractions. See, totally there are 4 chalks, 4 pieces. Okay, the whole is divided into 4 pieces where I have 3 parts. So I have given to you 1/4 of the chalk, and I have with me 3/4 of the chalk. Okay, I have with me 3/4 of the chalk. So did you understand that? Did you understand the representation of the numerator and denominator? Yes, these are represented like that. Why? Because it indicates that the whole thing. For example, let us take some more examples to represent this fractions actually. Okay, let us take some more examples. Suppose a box is there for you here, which is segregated into, see, these many parts, and now I started to shade some of its parts. Okay, I started to shade some of its parts like this. Okay, so and I asked you, children, write what fraction of the figure is shaded. What fraction of the figure is shaded? First and foremost thing I tell you, children, you should know how many number of equal parts are there. That is the denominator. First you need to represent your denominator. Denominator means which is written below the line. So let us count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So total out of 16. Totally how many are there? 16 parts are there. Out of the 16 parts, out of that 16 parts, how many parts are shaded? I asked you the fraction of shaded portion. See, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So 5 parts out of 16 parts. 16 equal parts, they are shaded here. Yes or no? Yes? Did you understand? And can you tell me another question on this same question? What fraction of it is, what fraction of the thing is unshaded? So unshaded in the sense which are not shaded. Actually, the total number doesn't vary, yes or no? Whether it is shaded or not shaded, the equal number of parts remains the same. Yes? So 16 and 16 after, what are the unshaded parts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So 11 parts are there which are not shaded, and this is how you represent the fraction for an unshaded thing. Okay, so you understand how to represent a fraction first. So this is the way how we represent a fraction, and how we got this representation from its definition itself. Yes, so did you understand how to represent a fraction and how to do it? Yes or no? Yes. Now let us learn in a very brief line, like how many types of fractions are there. I know most of you, so many of you are well versed with that, telling that you know about the like fractions, you know about the unlike fractions, you know about so many types of fractions. But as far as I learned, even when I was small, I was confused to learn all types of fractions. So I just want to prepare a small flowchart and introduce you the flowchart so that it makes you easier to understand the fractions. Yes. So what are the 2 parts which are present in the fractions, children? Yes, there are only 2 parts, that is the numerator and denominator. Yes. So it have only the numerator and denominator. So numerator and denominator. So numerator and denominator, right? So numerator and denominator. Now according to these only I want to segregate, because these are the only parts which tells us the types of fractions. Yes or no? Yes. So how can we segregate according to the numerator? Yes. But very easy to understand. See, if the denominator, in the denominator there are 2 types. One which have the same denominator. One which have the same denominator. And the other one which have the different denominator. other one which have the different denominator. Fractions which have the same denominator are called like fractions. What are they called, children? Like fractions. For example, 3 by 5, 2 by 5, 2 by 5, 1 by 5, etc. See, we are not bothered about the numerator here. We are only bothered about the denominator. That means the bottom one, where there are same, like, they look alike. Okay. And if the denominator if there are fractions which are having different denominators, then we tell them as unlike fractions. What are they, children? Unlike fractions. Here, even the denominator is not bothered. 3 by 7, 4 by 8, 3 by 5. So, it can vary. So, the denominators are different here. Here they are like. So, they are called like fractions. Here they are different. They are called unlike fractions. Yes? Yes. Now, coming to the numerator part. So, this is the denominator. Why I thought denominator first is because we are having only two types of fractions which have been segregated according to the denominator. So, and it becomes easy for you to understand fastly. First the denominator, because as I told you like previously, we must first know how many equal parts are there. But that means our first look goes on to the denominator first. So that gives us the answer. Yes? Yes. So let us learn like now coming to the numerator. In this numerator, you can ask, if suppose numerator here I segregated it. In the numerator I segregated, if the numerator is less than the denominator. You know less than symbol, children? Yes, children. Less than symbol always look like L. Less than. It looks like this only. So don't get confused. The opposite one is a more than. Okay. Yes, that is how I remember it. Okay. Numerator less than the denominator. This is the first case. Next case is numerator is greater than denominator. Okay. And the third case is the numerator equals to 1. Okay. There are three cases for the numerator. So numerator less than denominator. These types of fractions, we call them as proper fractions. What do we call, children? Proper fractions. If you can observe the examples, 1 by 5. Suppose 1 by 5. See, what is the numerator here? 1. What is the denominator? 5. Is numerator less? Yes, it is less. Numerator is less. Next, 3 by 8. Okay, 4 by 7. See, these are all proper fractions. What are they called? Proper fractions. If the numerator is less than the denominator, we tell them as proper fractions. And if the numerator is greater than the denominator, we tell them as improper fractions. What are they called? Improper fractions. Improper fractions. That means the denominator should be greater than the numerator. See now, for example, 8 by 3. So 8 is the numerator which is greater than 3, the denominator. Okay. Next example, 5 by 2. Yes, so these are the examples of the improper fractions. If the numerator equals to 1, you may wonder, what is this type of fraction actually? If the numerator is 1 all the way, then we tell it as a unit fraction. What fraction it is, children? Unit fraction. Unit fraction does not have any other different number in the numerator. It has only 1. And the denominator varies accordingly. So, 1 by 3. Okay. 1 by 7. 1 by 5. So, there is no variation. Actually, the fraction, that means the numerator stays as 1 constantly and the denominator varies with different numbers. Okay. So, such type of fractions we tell them as unit fractions. Okay. So, did you understand the segregation and the types of the fractions? Actually, there are 2 more fractions. Like we have mixed fraction, still more to learn, and you should know about the equivalent fractions also, but they are far apart from these two. Why? Because they doesn't belong to the numerator or denominator. They are quite different. Like, okay, so only which comes under this category I have explained you now here. Okay, so let us once again deal with fraction is nothing but a part of a whole number. So whole means to know how many equal number of times it is divided. Okay, that one. Next. In fractions, the representation is of the form numerator by denominator. Numerator by denominator. So accordingly, numerator have three types segregation. That is, when the numerator is less than the denominator, numerator greater than the denominator, and numerator is equals to the 1. Next, in the denominator, if the denominators are same, then we call them as like fractions. If the denominators are different, we call them as unlike fractions. Yes. So in the next class, we'll see about the remaining two, mixed fraction and equivalent fraction, children. So please try to understand the concept. As I told you previously, my version is not mugging up or having a raw type of learning. So it is that you have to understand the concepts and should be able to apply them wherever they are necessary. Okay, then only maths becomes very easy for you. Okay, thank you for watching. Please share, like and subscribe.